Okay, not gonna lie, this is really cool. I didn't know Manta could do this. Rumbles are really getting popular and you find them everywhere. So today we are going to make a rumble like this. And we will make it so clean that anybody will understand afterwards. Let's go. One of the key part of making good kick and rumbles is actually picking a good kick. And for this case, I'm gonna use my seismic techno kicks. It sounds like this. The most important part is that initial thumb. It has to hit a bit like a truck. Once you have your dry kick, you have two options. You can either go create a snare with reverb, or you can create groove with the delay. Or, here for it, you can use both at the same time. What I like to do oftentimes nowadays is actually going for the groove first and then layering the reverb afterwards, because the groove will be the main element. So, groove, how do you create it? It depends on the AW, but the idea is always the same. You create another channel, right? In this case, 3 audio, and our kick is 2. We're gonna go pick that 2 here, and I'm gonna pick post effects, meaning that whatever we do on the kick, including the effects, will get routed here. And we're gonna click in. If I saw it, I'm hearing the kick over here too. Now, kick itself, of course, is not groove, but it is a good source to create grooves, especially with the delay. I'm gonna use Manta. The reason will be very clear when I start using it. I'm gonna go for the tape because I like the saturation of this mode, and I'm gonna go actually single. So we see each. This gives me the control over every single delay hit. I can change the volumes like this, right? Create a new, change the exactly I want. And this gets extremely relevant when you are making rumbles and you want to control the volumes and create different grooves. And let's go to 1-4, and then I want 1, 2, 3, 4, kick, boom, boom, boom. And because I can exactly control, like kick, delay 1, delay 2, delay 3, right? You can do something like or this, or you can actually try different grooves too. Okay, not gonna lie, this is really cool. Holy cow, this was really cool. I didn't know Manta could do this. And if you drive this, oh my god. Okay, this is like more industrial rumble. We are not gonna do that. Let's go with the classic now. It is just Manta being Manta. It's just so creative tool. You end up making this type of stuff all the time. So for the groove, I want to actually go down and up. Like right now, in a classic delay, you will always select the volume going down. But for me, I am actually more interested in this. Right? Like going up with the volume. This. And here, because this is actually the return channel, we should be 100% because we will listen to this together with the kick like this. Now kick is playing, the delay is playing at the same time too. And again, I can solo this. Right? Hell yeah. So the bleed and proximity is actually bleeding the sound into the previous sound. We can start clean so that it is much clearer for you. Just a drive. Maybe a bit darkness, so we get that dark tape sound. Right? Now we have pre-EQs and post-EQs, but you can do already shape everything in Manta. You can turn here. This is what the delay itself. You can go FX. I'm gonna drive a bit. Darker. Remove this. Right? We don't need darker because it only plays when the kick is not playing anyways. The one thing that you can always do if you want to shape the kick before it hits your delay, like this. Right? Let's bring down that. Let's listen together. know it says groove and warmth. We have already warmth inside the Manta. In case you don't have Manta, just go download it. It gives you 7 days free trial, so you can make all these things together. But if you don't, then you can use regular saturation tools here and saturate your sound as well. Right? But we are doing most of the job in the Manta. And let's go back. It says pushback, EQ, curve, sidechain, and final mix. Now, because we could control with the Manta with everything, so delay is not hitting when the kick hits. Let's say you don't have that part. I want to show you everything. You can use something like a duck tool or sidechain from the kick itself with the compressor. Right? Use this. The reason we still have is the delay is actually a bit longer. But the problem also, I don't want to remove it. It kind of gives a nice, like a continuity. Now, this is our delay side. What we want to do is now create the snare reverb. So this bed of warmth under our groove so that kick and delay works at the same time. I'm going to do the exact same thing. We can actually just duplicate the current one. So the routing comes exactly the same. Remove everything. And if we solo again, we should only hear the kick. If you're enjoying the video up to now, please consider like and subscribe, and I promise I will make more videos like this. Now we're gonna smear this, and you should just use any reverb plugin that you want. Let's go with just a regular reverb, so we will have this. Remove the spin, remove the chorus. Now it is okay to make it big. If you make it too small, it will be just like this kind of fast smearing sound. I'm gonna have this like bed of sound under. And the size will really make you feel the room. So you need to pick a room that fits your perception. So in this case, I'm gonna just play and hear which one feels to me more like an industrial hall. Like here. The best one is actually the mid. This is cool. So the reverb design is important, okay? I see a lot of tutorials, they just slam the reverb and doesn't talk about the reverb design itself, but the rumbles sound will really depend how good reverb that you can make, okay? Important. Now we're gonna throw, if you go back to the chart, the crunch, you can use anything here, like anything. Many people will do something like amp because it will really crunch that up. After that, you get to color it up, and you can now use EQ. Right? Being down to that. And then we will need, of course, duck now, because you want to have this like probably a bit less. And the one important thing, you can either use something like EQ. Simple EQ8 will be fine. You can go to mid side, right? And go to sides, clean up those super lows. We don't need them here. Now what you want to do, play this together and mix them now. Right? Only this. I'm gonna go back here. volume up a little bit. Now I'm gonna mix this and this together. Actually, may give a bit this. Together. Now, idea if you go back over here is actually push back EQ and even more carving together, okay? That means that here, we're gonna put a final EQ just to make them sit together with the... Like you can control both EQ and the groove here. The one thing that I'm gonna do, also give a space to my groove because this is continuous, right? You can either do like a compression. Let me show you the easy way. Use a compressor, right? Sidechain to your snare, right? Snare is continuous. What you want to do, groove, compression, sidechain to the external groove, right? It just opens up space for this. And they kind of glue together, don't they? You can go peak if you want to have faster. This is pretty cool. Again, together. Hell yeah. Now, there is one thing that I always advocate to the people. When you're having your reverbs, it actually can worth printing your reverbs. Actually, simplest way to do that. You create a new audio file, resampling, solo this one, and record, right? Now, the reason I do this oftentimes is because the reverb will be different every single time it hits. But in this case, this snare is more like in the mid-range, and I may prefer the variation because the main low end comes from the groove. And that is pretty deterministic. For the snare, I will be completely fine with this. And just use a simple EQ here at the end to clean up this super mess. So my low end comes from the groove. Right? Together. Here is the part where the pushback EQ also means now you can actually make the sound darker if you want to. So we can go back to EQ. Right? If you want to go this type of very dark sound. Or sometimes you may want to like, okay, I just want my like reverb to be dark, right? Like that. And you can do the same thing even for the groove. We get this very bright groove at the moment, right? Producers be like this dark room, so if you do it alone, you oftentimes find yourself going for this darker sound. But there's the reason I always suggest play with your heads and snare. At least you can hear the balance, because otherwise you will always go to darkest option at the beginning. Let's do it together here so you can hear them. Right? This volume goes up a bit. I'm gonna actually do this a bit more. The one thing that I didn't mention, the Manta itself has also diffusal that makes the sound a bit softer. I'm gonna actually remove that diffusal here. And because we have a lot of reverb coming in from the hall, right? This is actually kind of better when you have your own reverb over here. Now we are not done. I like to do one more pass. This will be the one final step for final mix, also limiting everything together. And final part, like we get the vanguard. I'm gonna actually turn off don't use the compression part. This is not doing anything, but turn off the drive. Try different options. I think calcify, and then we are gonna clip at the end. This is our clipper. The problem with the reverbs always that whenever you stop the sound, it gets super irritating. That could be another reason just to print your reverb, to be honest, just to avoid that part. Make it even darker probably. Hell yeah. If you still want, you can actually still use one more duck, because we are compressing things, the volume levels are changing again. So you can go for this one more time on the group. Final part is of course mix again, slightly color everything again, and you have the final. Let's do that. Now, I have to come clean. I really like dirty rumbles. I really like this saturated, dirty, aggressive rumble. So in the cases that you want more darker sound, you are completely free to do this. Right? This will be much more cleaner rumble, but for me, I like it dirty. And if you wonder how this will really sound like more like a full groove, it will be something like this. Full groove, please let me know on the comment section and I will make another video about how to get that groove too. And if you didn't know, you can get this kick rumble on my Patreon too. But if you want to stay here and learn more about techno production, take a look at here.